Hey everybody, in this video we're going to walk through some different examples of how to use ChatGPT. A couple days ago I did a bunch of research with Google search volume on the different things that people are searching for in terms of how to use ChatGPT and wrote this blog post with 300 examples. So we won't go through all 300, but we will cover one example from each of these 15 categories. And I'll be toggling back and forth between this blog post and then the ChatGPT app as well. And I'll also actually be using ChatGPT to kind of help me make this video and come up with prompts. So first, let's get ChatGPT ready. I've got my prompt already ready to go over here on my other screen. And so first, I'm going to ask ChatGPT, or I'm going to tell it, hey, you're a ChatGPT prompt generator. I'll give you an example of how ChatGPT can be used, and you will respond with 5 different prompts for the example. Please don't start yet. Do you understand? Let's see what it says. Okay, so it's saying I can give it an example. So let's go back to the blog post. The first category of examples we'll look at are examples for business. In this category, let's do this one. So the example will be using ChatGPT to generate business ideas. So I'm going to copy this, paste it over here, and then I'm going to tell ChatGPT, okay, here's the example. I'll put it in quotes just to make sure it knows what I'm talking about. And then I'm going to ask it, can you give me 5 prompts? So this will be the first test to see if it does this correctly. Okay, so 5 prompts. Explore innovative business ideas tailored to your specific interests with the assistance of chat. Harness the power. Business idea. I don't think these prompts are exactly what I want, so I'm going to actually correct ChatGPT a bit here. Sorry, I'm looking for prompts that I would type into ChatGPT to get responses. The prompts you've given me seem to be generic. Can you regenerate 5 more prompts? So already we're seeing a good example of how you have to work with ChatGPT and kind of work with what it gives you and then correct it to get new results. Let's see. So I'm interested in starting a business, but I need some fresh ideas. Yeah, so these are better. This is great. Okay, yeah, so it seems that it understands what I'm going for now. So now let's pick one of these prompts. I like this one. So let's copy this one. I'm going to go over here and hit the new chat button and type this prompt in. I have specific criteria for business ideas. Should be environmentally friendly, scalable, and suitable for a digital platform. Let's say I also want it to generate passive income. In other words, I don't want to have to work, during the day. Let's see if it understands that. Can you propose some options? So let's see how it does with this. Green app, affiliate marketing, carbon app. Looks like it's really focusing on the environmentally friendly. Cool. So there are 7, like it says over here, eco-friendly business ideas. So here we see our first example in the business category of how you could use ChatGPT to generate ideas for a business based on certain criteria you give it. Let's go to our next category, which is going to be ChatGPT examples for technology. For this one, let's do code generation. So I'm not a coder, so I'm not going to know what's going on here, but I do think it's a good example for this category. So let's copy this. We'll go back to this other chat where we ask ChatGPT to give us the prompts. So I'm going to just copy this formatting again. And this will be a good test to see if it remembered the correction I gave it before. Okay, so here's the example. Can you give me 5 prompts? Let's see. Okay, yeah, these prompts are looking a lot better. I'm working on a Python project and need a code snippet to perform. I have no idea what this specific task would be, but we could try an algorithm in Java. I'm new to web development, looking for a code snippet to create a responsive navigation menu. Let's go with this one because I know a little bit about web development, but nothing about the other types of coding. So again, we'll open a new chat. By the way, opening a new chat allows ChatGPT to kind of forget everything that you've told it before. If you keep going in the same chat, it's going to get confused because it remembers everything that you've been telling it before. So that's why I'm opening a new chat every time. So we're going to say, I'm new to web development, looking for a code snippet to create a responsive navigation menu, let's say for my website using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Can you generate a template for me? So let's see what happens. Cool. So I've actually never seen this. It like opens up this new window to keep the code in. I've actually never seen that before. It looks like you can just copy the code. And again, I have no idea what any of this means. But it doesn't look too complex. It looks like the HTML that I see on the back end of my websites. And this is already like getting my gears turning about how I could use ChatGPT to fix some of my like small bugs or small features I want to implement on a website. And it kind of explains here, in this template we have a basic navigation menu with a responsive design. That's cool. It includes it. Here I want to ask, like, I know nothing about coding. I just want to use this for my website. How do I implement this code? This code, open a text editor, copy and paste the code snippet provided in the text editor, save the file with an HTML extension. Okay, so that looks like a, what if I use WordPress for my website? You can still incorporate the log into your WordPress app, go to Appearance and select Editor in the theme files. Tag. Copy and paste the following code snippet just below the header tag. Save. Wow, okay. So that's going to tell me pretty much exactly how to do it for WordPress. That's super, super helpful. So let's go do another example. So we just finished with the technology category. The next category is the finance category. For this one, let's do investment strategies. We'll go back to, here, can I name this chat? Yeah, let's name it like prompt generator. Uh-oh, what happened? Did it lose? Okay, here we go. Okay, so let's see if I can just remember how to type this in. Can you generate 5 prompts for this example, for the example below? Put it in quotation marks just to make sure it knows. Okay. Cool. So it's doing a really good job of helping me to generate prompts. let's just do this first one because it seems like the most simple one. Open up a new chat, type in the prompt. So the prompt is, we're looking to invest our savings, but we're unsure about our options. And we're looking for long-term financial planning. And so it gives us a pretty basic answer, like stocks, bonds, mutual funds. I guess this is stuff that, people would already know probably. But maybe if you're brand new to personal finance, and this would be helpful, but let's see if it can be a little bit smarter. What advice do you have for investing in stocks? Research and due diligence, diversification, long-term perspective, dollar cost averaging. Okay, so again, it's pretty basic information. I feel like you can get this from just Googling stock investing. Let's see if it can you recommend a few stocks? I don't think it'll be able to do this, but let's see. Yeah. So something you probably already know is that ChatGPT's data cuts off, I think, somewhere in 2021. So it doesn't necessarily have recent stock market data. What does it give me though? I can provide you with some general considerations, okay. Let's see if I can push it here. What stocks pay high dividends? Maybe it would know that. Okay, it's giving me industries of stocks. But it says dividend aristocrats, so can you give me a list of 20 dividend aristocrats? Okay, cool. So this is an example of you just have to keep asking ChatGPT questions to kind of get to the response you want. You can kind of just talk to it like a human. So in this case, I asked for let's see, what did we ask for in the beginning? We asked for, I have savings, I want to invest, I'm looking for long-term financial planning. Gave me really basic advice. I asked about stocks specifically. It kind of gave me more specific advice. It couldn't give me specific stocks when I asked the first time. But then it told me, consider dividends and then consider dividend aristocrats. So I was like, can you give me a list of 20 dividend aristocrats? And then it did end up giving me a list of companies that, pay good dividends. So, if you kind of work with it a bit, you can kind of get to what you want. But let's go do another example. So now let's do writing. This is a very popular use case for ChatGPT. For this one, let's do poetry. I think this will be kind of fun. I've done this a little bit already. I haven't been that impressed, but let's see what it does this time. I don't know why it keeps deleting my history. You give me 5 prompts for this example. Generate poetry. There was an error. So this is actually good that you're seeing this because this happens sometimes. And if you just click refresh, it fixes the problem. Can you give me 5 prompts for this example? Generate poetry. Oh wait, we do want the quotes. I'm in need of a heartfelt poem to express my love for someone special. I'm fascinated by nature and would love to read a poem that captures the essence of a serene forest. Here, I like this one. I'm just going to say, please create a vivid. Okay, let's see what it comes up with. In the heart of a serene forest glade where sunlight weaves its golden braid. Hold on. I'll read like the first few stanzas. Okay, in the heart of a serene forest glade where sunlight weaves its golden braid, a symphony of life begins to play in nature's realm where dreams hold sway. Through verdant arms, the towering trees whisper secrets on the fragrant breeze. Their emerald leaves a fluttering choir sing melodies that make the soul aspire. Cool, it's pretty good. Does a lot of rhyming. Can you write a haiku on the same topic? Whispering forest, silent symphony of green, nature's tranquil song. That's pretty cool. Can you write a sonnet on the same topic? Cool. So pretty good at writing poetry, and you can tell it the different styles of poetry you want. Next, let's look at ChatGPT examples for education. Let's do example 10, which is writing and essay skills development. So it's going to be writing again, but this is more like essay writing for school. Let's go to the prompt generator. Let's hit refresh. Can you give me 5 prompts for this example? I'm looking to enhance my essay writing skills. I often struggle with grammar. I need assistance. I want to develop my persuasive writing skills. Let's do the research paper one. I think that is most relevant to schoolwork. Working a research paper, let's say, what should we say it's about? We could say artificial intelligence. Let's say about YouTube, because this video is being posted on YouTube. I need guidance on conducting the research. Tips on it. Okay, so let's see what tips it gives us. So determine your research objectives. Use a variety of sources. Utilize academic database. Take notes and organize your findings. Develop a citation strategy. So let's get it to help us. Let's say, can you give me some research objectives for a research paper on the history of YouTube? So trace the origins and development of YouTube. Analyze the impact of YouTube on digital media. Explore the cultural and social implications of YouTube. Examine YouTube's business model and monetization strategies. This one's interesting. Can you write 100 words of a research paper on this? Examine YouTube's business model. I wanted to limit it to 100 words just so it doesn't do too much. Okay, so it tells me this is just a 100-word excerpt. YouTube's business model and monetization strategies have played a pivotal role in its phenomenal success. Its primary revenue stream is advertising with various ad formats. It also has the YouTube Partner Program, which enables content creators to earn ad revenue. YouTube offers premium subscription services like YouTube Premium. Okay, cool. So you can basically see, like, again, you get the process of kind of, you start with something and you kind of have a conversation with ChatGPT and just keep asking it to help you. So at first it was just giving me like high level, how to write a research paper, but then you can actually ask it to write part of the research paper for you. So next category is going to be personal assistance. For this category, let's do relationship advice. I have no idea what it's going to spit out, but I think this is a fun example. So let's go to the prompt generator, refresh it again. Can you give me 5 prompts for You can see my formatting is getting kind of sloppy, but ChatGPT is still really good at giving me what I want. Having trouble navigating the early stages of dating. Building a connection. I'm deciding between this new to dating or recently went through a breakup. Let's say, actually no, I don't know what it's going to give us for that other one, so let's just do maybe the easier one. New chat, having trouble, can chat be private? Advice on approaching someone I'm interested in, starting conversations and building a connection. So be confident, start with a genuine compliment, be a good listener, open-ended questions, find common ground, take it slow, have fun. I don't think this is the right way to approach dating, but let's just ask, what are 10 genuine compliments I can try? You have a captivating smile that lights up the room. I really admire your sense of style. You always look so put together. I appreciate, this one is very genuine. Your passion for this is inspiring. This one's really cheesy, but the rest of these are, they seem pretty genuine. So cool, there's ChatGPT's advice on how to start your dating life. Next category is physical health. For this one, let's do exercise routines. So we'll go to our prompt generator. Can you give me 5 prompts for exercise routines? Looking to build strength and muscle. I want to improve my cardiovascular fitness. Let's do the strength and muscle one. Oh, whoops. Need to go to new chat. Okay. Looking to build strength and muscle. Focus on compound lifts and progressive overload. Okay, so it warns me it's not a certified fitness professional. But this is awesome. I haven't seen this formatting before. It's nice that it gives you, the bold titles. It does look like it messes up the numbering here and there. But overall, this looks really good. So let's say I'm on day 1 doing lower body and I have no idea how to do barbell back squats. How do I do barbell back squats? Set up the barbell, grip the barbell, get under the bar, position your feet, brace your core, initiate the squat, descend and reach parallel, drive through the heels, fully extend hips and knees. This is really good. Yeah, so basically if you're just starting with exercising, you could, make this workout plan and then ask it, how do I do each one of these exercises, and save that as well, maybe on your phone or print it out, and then you pretty much have like a full exercise routine. So next, let's go to mental health. For this one, let's do coping with burnout. So let's say you're like burning out at work, or you're burning out on a side project, or burning out on anything. Let's go to our prompt generator. I'm having to refresh it every time there's some error where it's not loading the history. Can you give me 5 prompts for... And if you've just started watching now, what we're doing is we're asking ChatGPT to actually generate the prompts for us. So it's a good example of like using ChatGPT to do a lot of the legwork for you, no matter what you're doing. So let's see what prompts it gives us for burnout. I'm feeling, this is probably gonna be like the most common situation, like burnout at work. So how to manage burnout, set boundaries, and incorporate self-care practices into my routine. Let's see. So it expresses some empathy, which is interesting. Recognize the signs, set realistic goals, delegate and ask for help, establish clear boundaries, practice self-care. So for self-care, it tells me engage activities that bring you joy and relaxation, such as reading a book, taking a bath. Okay. Let's give it like a hard kind of like therapist type question. What if I don't know what brings me joy? If you aren't sure about what brings you joy, don't worry. It's a common challenge. Reflect on past experiences, try new things, pay attention to what energizes you, consider your values and passions, seek inspirations for others, keep a joy journal. Let's just say, what new things should I try? Because up here it says try new things as one of the suggestions to find more joy. You can see it slowing down a bit. This happens sometimes with ChatGPT, especially if the chat is long or you've done a lot already. Sometimes you just have to refresh the page and it'll speed up again. So it's basically just giving me, activities I can try doing. I appreciate that it actually gave me activities and it didn't say, oh, I don't know, or I don't know anything about you, so I can't help. It's still trying to give me activities. Now, these activities aren't very customized because I haven't told ChatGPT anything about me. If I say, I tell them my age or, where I live, or what my hobbies that I already enjoy doing, I think it will have, more specific results. But, at least it gives me some general results. So we're on spirituality. Let's see, how far are we through the whole list? Okay, we're about halfway through the list. Or we're a little over halfway. For spirituality, let's do meditation guidance as an example. We'll go back to our prompt generator, refresh. Can you give me 5 prompts for ... meditation guidance? I think ChatGPT is really slowing down because I've given it so much already. You can see these little dots down here. It's trying to think. I wonder why this happens. I wonder if OpenAI has set limits. I am on the free plan. Let's see what happens if I refresh the page. I wonder if it even remembers. Yeah, it doesn't even remember my prompt. Can you give me 5 prompts for ... Let's see if it goes any faster. Cool. Yeah, so all you have to do is really, I think refreshing the page oftentimes solves that problem when it's not loading. Okay, mindfulness practice. I want to have feelings of compassion and love. Let's do managing stress and anxiety. So I'm struggling with managing stress and anxiety. Can ChatGPT recommend meditation techniques specifically designed for stress reduction and relaxation? So we're not just asking it how to meditate, we're actually asking it, how do I meditate with this exact purpose in mind? And that's an important general principle for whenever using ChatGPT. It's important to give it as much context as possible and be specific with your goal. The more context and the more specific you are, the better the results are going to be. So it's telling me I can do deep breathing, I can do a body stand, I can do a body scan, I can do a guided visualization. Let's do can you walk me through a guided visualization? Let's see what it does here. Find a quiet and comfortable place, close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Visualize yourself in a peaceful and serene location of your choice. It could be a beach, a forest, a meadow. Engage your senses. Take a moment to immerse yourself fully in this mental imagery. As you continue to visualize, you may want to explore the area further. take a leisurely stroll along the beach. Cool. So I think, one problem with this is if I'm going to do a guided visualization, I don't really want to be reading, I want to be listening. So let me ask I'm going to ask it something that I know it can't do. Can you read the guided visualization aloud for me? Okay, interesting. So ChatGPT didn't really seem to understand that question. It just kept typing what it already basically typed before. But it did give me kind of a script. Sorry, I want to hear the words without having to read them. Can you read them aloud through my computer speakers? I don't think it can do this, so let's just see. Yeah, I'm unable to directly interact with your computer speakers. However, you can try copying the text of the guided visualization and using a text-to-speech tool or software. Okay, so that's what, that makes sense. Let's see if it can recommend. Cool. Yeah, so even though ChatGPT isn't going to be able to do exactly what I want it to in terms of reading me the guided visualization, I can keep asking it questions and it gives me recommendations for tools I can use to do the thing I want it to do. So next example is travel. For this one, let's do a travel itinerary. So I actually recently did this for myself. I went on a trip to Hawaii and asked it to do a travel itinerary for me. And it actually did a really good job. So let's go to the prompt generator again. We need to refresh it. Can you give me 5 prompts for travel itinerary planning? It's doing that. Okay, here we go. It was slow to load there for a second. I'm planning a trip to... Yeah, this first one seems like the best format. So let's do new chat. Let's say we're going to Cabo. So we're going to ask it for attractions, dining options, and activities for each day of my trip. But we didn't tell it how long our trip is. Oh, you know what? There, it is smart enough. The trip will be 5 days and 5 nights. Okay, so day 1, arrive in Cabo, explore the marina, head to Squid Row, a popular nightclub. You can also visit nearby Lovers Beach. Treat yourself to fine dining. Cool. I mean, seems like a really solid itinerary with specific recommendations for... I've actually been to this restaurant. It's excellent. So really good recommendations of specific places for the travel itinerary. Next, let's go to the next category, which is entertainment. Movie and TV show recommendations. So we got to refresh again. Can you give me 5 prompts for this? The mood for a suspenseful thriller. Enjoy heartwarming. I definitely don't like thrillers, so let's not do that one. I have been getting more into TV recently. I recently watched The Sopranos and now I'm watching The Wire. So let's see what critically acclaimed that have received praise from both critics and audiences. Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, The Wire, which is what I'm watching right now. The Sopranos is the one I just watched. The Crown, I haven't heard of. Stranger Things, I've heard of. Okay, interesting. I've seen the Fargo movie, but I've never seen the, and I think The Handmaid's Tale is a novel, yeah. So this is actually interesting, because, yeah, let's tell it, like, I really liked The Sopranos. Can you recommend more TV shows that are similar? Loading. Like I said, I think it's slowing down just because I've given it so much. Boardwalk Empire, Peaky Blinders, Ozark, The Wire, Better Call Saul, Gomorrah. Cool. So next, let's do cooking. For this one, let's try to get some recipes from ChatGPT. So, I've got to refresh this. Can you give me 5 prompts for ... Recipe suggestions. A hearty vegetarian meal, which is kind of an oxymoron. Have some chicken breasts in my fridge. These are funny. Let's like really challenge it. Let's give it like some ridiculous leftover ingredients. Okay. I have some leftover ingredients like, okay, eggs is fine, but let's do, well, no, eggs is gonna make it too easy. Let's do ketchup, sprinkles, and expired bread. Can ChatGPT say delicious and satisfying? Let's see what it can come up with. Sweet and savory breaded chicken. Okay, so it threw chicken in there even though I didn't give it chicken. This recipe combines the flavors of ketchup and sprinkles. So it gives me the ingredients. It even says expired bread. I'm surprised it didn't give me a warning like don't eat expired bread. Wow, this is really creative. So it's telling me to like pulse the expired bread, spread a thin layer of ketchup. Wow. I doubt this will taste good, but it doesn't seem like it would taste as bad as I would expect. Sprinkle the chicken breast with the colorful sprinkles. Yeah, I don't think this would taste good. But it is, I mean, I'm not really setting ChatGPT up for success here. If I give it, actually good ingredients, I bet I could make a pretty good recipe. So next for art, and again, I'm scrolling through all these examples. I will post the link to this blog post with all these examples in the description, so that you can do the same process for yourself. For this one, let's do photography tips. Let's go back to our prompt generator, click refresh. Can you please give me 5 prompts for photography tips? I'm a beginner photographer. I'm interested in portrait photography. Let's do this one. Let's say we're like going on that trip to Cabo and we want to take pictures while we're there. I'm going on a trip. Let's just give it some more information. Travel photos. Certainly, I'd be happy to help. Research and plan. Do some research on Cabo to understand its culture, landmarks, and local attractions. Tell a story. Capture local life. Experiment with different lighting. Okay, so it told me to like research landmarks, but I want ChatGPT to do that work for me. I don't want to have to do that work myself. What are some beautiful landmarks that I can photograph in Cabo. Cabo San Lucas. The Arch is like the most famous thing in Cabo. Lovers Beach and Divorce Beach is right next to the Arch. The National Marine Park, Madonna Beach. Okay, what are some tips for how to photograph the Arch? It's interesting because the Arch is actually kind of out on this peninsula, so you kind of have to like either be on a boat or be, I guess it's not that far away from shore, so if you have a zoom in camera you could probably get close. So it's telling me timing is crucial. The lighting conditions greatly impact the Arch during the golden hour, which is the hour after sunrise or the hour before sunset. Okay, that's super helpful. Oh, interesting. So during high tide, the water may come up close to the rocks, making it. This is like, I have no idea how it knows this. It must just be pulling this from like photography blogs, but this is, this is like real accurate information for a real landmark in real life. Different vantage points, long exposures. I have no idea what that is. So I guess some of this other stuff just gets into more technical details of photography, but I'm pretty satisfied with that answer. Okay, so next let's do music. For this one we're going to do instrument specific tutorials. I have no idea how it's going to do this one because it's not with us to be able to instruct us how to do or how to play an instrument. Please give me 5 prompts for instrument. Okay. I assume it's going to tell me like, specific instruments like piano or guitar. Yeah, so I recently started playing the guitar and would like some beginner tutorials. Let's just do this one. It's like a very common instrument. I recently started playing the guitar and would like some beginner tutorials. Can ChatGPT provide guidance on basic guitar techniques, chord progressions, and strumming patterns? Let's see what it says. Familiarize yourself with the different parts of the guitar, such as the body, neck, frets, string. Okay, this is like not that helpful because it's telling me I could like Google this information and find out, but I would appreciate a diagram. Before you start playing, make sure your guitar is properly tuned. Okay, again, it's great that ChatGPT is telling me this, but it can't help me tune it. Begin by learning a few basic chords, strumming patterns. I'm going to ask something that I'm pretty sure it can't do for me. Can you give me a diagram of a guitar? Oh. What? Okay, it tried. This is crazy. It tried to give me a diagram of a guitar, but that doesn't look like a guitar. The top part of the guitar, okay. Wow. So it tried that diagram before didn't look very good. Can you generate a new diagram that includes all the parts of the guitar that you mentioned above? I can't believe it actually. Okay, bridge. Now it's kind of just freaking out. I think we might have broken ChatGPT. Oh my gosh, it's just adding all these dashes. Oh my gosh. Okay. Interesting. So what it tried to do is it tried to use like its code functionality with the symbols that you have on a keyboard to generate a diagram. And like it almost did it. Like I can imagine it doing this successfully. But it didn't. And it kind of like freaked out and just kept inserting all these dashes. That was really interesting. So ChatGPT cannot give you an accurate diagram of a guitar, but it could tell you like how to learn the chord progressions. I think you get the point with this example. We can move on. General knowledge. Okay, pretty sure this is our last category. For this one, let's do philosophy. I was actually excited to get to this one. Let's do philosophy and existential questions. Hopefully it still works after it just had that freak out. Please give me 5 prompts for ... Philosophy and existential questions. Okay, let's see what it comes up with. What is the nature of consciousness and how does it relate to our perception of reality? What is the meaning of life? How do we define free will? Okay. Originally I wanted to do what is the meaning of life, but I'm actually more interested in this one here. So we're going to ask, what is the relationship between happiness and the pursuit of meaning? This is actually something, I think people are talking a lot about meaning, recently. Philosophical concepts such as hedonism. I don't even know what that second one is. Eudaimonia and the role of purpose. And hedonism is a philosophical position that argues that pleasure or happiness is the ultimate goal of life. According to hedonism, maximizing pleasure and minimizing pain is the key to a good life. Kind of agree with that, as long as you're not hurting other people. Eudaimonia, a concept often associated with Aristotle, is a broader and more complex notion of well-being. It can be translated as flourishing or living a cultivation of virtues. Interesting. Happiness. Let's just add what are the top 10 things that give a human the most meaning? Oh no. Well, we're lucky because we're right at the end of the video. I've actually never hit this limit before. You've reached our limit of messages per hour. Okay, so there is a limit of messages per hour. Please try again later. If I try to click regenerate response, it still doesn't work. If I click refresh, it gives me a new chat. Does this still work? Okay, so I for sure hit the limit. It's blocking me everywhere. So I know this is a really long video. Hopefully you skipped around or watched it in 2x speed or something. Like I mentioned before, all of the examples I was using are on a blog post on our website. The website is aiwritersacademy.com. To come up with these examples, I did a bunch of searching on Google and researching Google search volume to figure out what people were searching for most in terms of how to use ChatGPT. And for each one of these categories, there are 20 different examples. So especially if you're new to ChatGPT, this is a great resource to just get your gears turning in terms of all the different things you can do with ChatGPT. And this table of contents is clickable, so whatever you click on, it's going to take you down to that section. So it's pretty easy to navigate around this page. Yeah, I think that is it. The only other thing I would say is you can also check out our blog. So we have other posts in terms of how to use ChatGPT, how it works, stuff like that. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. Appreciate if you made it all the way to the end of this video. Congrats. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Oh, one last thing. Subscribe to this channel. This channel is brand new, but we're going to be making more videos about how to use AI for writing specifically. So that goes for all types of writing, whether that's writing copy for your website, writing blog posts, writing social media posts, even writing code, writing essays for school. Pretty much any form of writing you can think of, AI can help with it. And so our YouTube channel and this website is all about using AI for writing. So thanks so much again for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you soon.